Christmas Eve here at the cathedral is going to be a day full of worship and great music and wonderful readings and preaching, and we invite you to participate with us fully. We will have 4 services on Christmas Eve and 1 service on Christmas Day. All of them a little bit different, so please feel free to dip into one or more as the Spirit moves. At 10 a.m. on Christmas Eve, we will have a family-oriented service that is particularly geared towards our children. It's a very comfortable and easy liturgy with familiar carols. At 2 o'clock, we will have a full choir Eucharist with all of the anthems and all of the liturgy of that service. And at 5:30, we will have a prelude for the 6 o'clock service. And that prelude, previous years, we usually have string orchestra and winds, and we do extended works. This year, we felt like with this being John's last Christmas with us as dean, we wanted to do something super celebratory and more in keeping with his ebullient personality. And we are going to have brass. We'll have 8 brass and 2 percussionists, and we'll be doing, for that extended prelude piece, John Rutter's Gloria. This is a really wonderful and exciting and engaging work, setting of those familiar words, Gloria in excelsis Deo, that of course we associate with Christmas because it's what the angels say to the shepherds. And this setting is full of energy and it is full of excitement and uses the brass very expertly, and the choir sings throughout. It's a wonderful, wonderful setting. And then through that service that follows, which will be the same music as the 2 o'clock and the later service, again with full choir and the brass joining on several of the hymns. And then at 11 o'clock with a 10:45 prelude, we'll have string quartet. So the late service is much more gentle, quiet, introspective. And so we'll have string quartet with the prelude beginning at 10:45, and then the same service with all the same anthems and choir at 11 o'clock, but a little bit more of a gentle tone to that service. And then again, we'll gather on Christmas Day at 10 a.m. for a very simple Eucharist as we celebrate Christmas Day. So the service at 2, 6 with the 5:30 prelude, and 11 with the 10:45 prelude, those 3 services will be the same in terms of the hymns, the anthems, and the liturgy. And they will each start off with this exciting introit by the Texas-based, Houston-based composer David Ashley White. And it's an introit, Odie Christus natus est, this day Christ is born. It's really actually more of an organ piece with a little bit of choir thrown in for good measure. And it takes about 45 seconds, but it's a really rollicking way for us to start our Christmas Eve liturgy. And the choir comes in with those words, Odie Christus natus est. And as I say, it goes on just a little bit longer than that, with ending with a big triumphant Alleluia and a big flourish in the organ. Since we have, unusually for us, 8 brass for that prelude at the 5:30 service, we decided to take advantage of that opportunity and sing at the offertory a piece that was written. It's a 3rd movement of a cantata by the Boston-based composer Daniel Pinkham. Daniel Pinkham's career spanned most of the 20th century, and he was very involved in the early music movement and the revival of interest in early music, Baroque and pre-Baroque music. And in this Christmas cantata, he takes cues from the Venetian composer Gabrielli, and Gabrielli was famous for having these antiphonal brass choirs, and he picks up on these ideas, but with a very mid-century wink, and his harmonies are a little spicier than maybe Gabrielli would have ever imagined. And so at the 5:30/6 o'clock service, we'll be doing this as originally composed with the full brass chorus. At 2 o'clock and 10:45, the choir will be singing with just organ. But it has this exciting and engaging refrain, Gloria in excelsis Deo, et in terra pax hominibus bone voluntatis. So again, just dancing right along. And then, of course, we have lots of very familiar tunes that we'll be singing. We have wonderful preaching. Chris Hackett and the bishop will be preaching at the late service. Tom will be leading the early service at 10 a.m. Lots of opportunities to come and worship and really celebrate the Nativity. And we hope that you will spend some of your Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with us here at St. John's Cathedral.